Awesome. We're going to be reporting on the cloud. So if we get disrupted, I would be back, but we shouldn't be because we have a generator. I'm going to let most of these people in. Make sure you get your questions. Okay. And we'll get started here. Give me 1 second. How you doing, everybody, though? Give me a 1 if you're doing great. Oh, 1 second. There we go. All right, guys, looks like almost everybody's in here. All right, let's see here. 1111. All right, beautiful. I do about 98% of prospecting with audits. Great. How important is keyword tracking? Okay, I'm not answering that right now, Patrick. Save those type of questions, and if it ain't got to do with the subject at hand, save it to them, please. All right, if you're in Scale Your Agency, or you should all be in Scale Your Agency because you're in GMB Pros. GMB Pros have access to scale your agency or grow your agency, etc. Hey, Ferlin, I see your beautiful face.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so what happens in Scale Your Agency, essentially, you get a more personal, up close conversation with me in which I go over how exactly, what was my why, my story about coming to the Philippines, what happened, the fact that I had like 4 clients and then scaled it up. I scaled it at one time, hit like 12 VAs, then had to fire 10 of them. So I've done it repetitively. That's why when I say, if you just follow the steps, I know it would be successful. If you don't follow the steps, you're not going to be successful. Out of all my Scale Your Agency students, let's say there's like 20 people that actually showed up. I'm just talking about people that actually showed up in class, not people that actually, maybe they went through it and they're in GMB Pros, but out of the 20, probably 6 of them have scaled to 6 figures. A couple of them are scaling to 7. But out of those 6, what's amazing I find is 3 of them are from South Africa. Okay, so it's just funny. I think a lot of times people come up with every excuse in the book why they can't scale. If you go through Scale Your Agency, you'll see exactly how to do it. And that's what we're going to go over today. I actually did a video the other day on YouTube in which I kind of went over it. Let's see real quick. Versus people telling you, hey, here's how to do it, and then never had experience. So first thing you're going to do, let's say what niche you're in. Give me some niches maybe y'all are in. Yeah, Laurent, you're going to have to ask Chris that one, especially today. Today's class is about prospecting. Roofing, some other niches. I love roofing. Catering. Let's say you're in Australia, or let's say you're in the States or wherever. There's this lovely little tool. And I am being sarcastic a lot of times when I say this sort of thing, but especially when you think of how simple this is and you see it, right? If you go over, I'm just going to show you this. It's going to sound idiotic, but if you go to your Facebook groups, right? This is how I literally went from 4 clients to 50 to 60 within 3 months. Okay, when I first started. You don't believe me? Ask Jeff Veal. He's in here. He's Jeff and George are the only two that probably knew me when this was occurring that are in here. So I took and I went to, let me get out of my group. I went in here and I went, for example, roofing. Just type in the word roofing just to see. Go to groups. And then you see all these damn groups in here that are about roofing. 26,000. This is a really good group. 9,000, 5,000, 8,000. What I really want to do is get the
Hey,
top.
Will, we can't see your screen.
That's unusual. Give me 1 second. You can't see my screen. Screen share. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. So if you type in the word roofing in this search bar up here, just for example, you'll see, you go down here to groups, and then you'll see a lot of these groups. Specifically, what I'm looking for is contractors, you know, stuff like this, roofing contractors, subcontractors, larger groups, not little bitty groups. They got 772 members. Everybody starts somewhere. I'm not dissing the fact that there's 772 members, but it's not what we want. We want groups that are much larger, largest groups we want. And then like this one's 14K, 38K. You know, I stick with about 5 of the top groups. I find the top groups on Facebook and I stick with them. This is the way to manually do it. You're going to start seeing me talk about how to do it as well on and Kevin's whenever this that comes over on Friday, but how to do some of this with his tools, but manually we go in here, we join these groups, right? Once you join these membership, let's just say, for example, you were in this, my group, and I've told everybody in Scale Your Agency, feel free to do it. I don't care. Just don't come in the group and say, please DM me, please PM me. Someone's asking for help and you say, here's a free guide or whatever. Actually help, right? So, you know, this person, let's say I got a list of questions. I'm going to give you these different questions, right? One is going to be help, question, and they're keywords that people will use when they're looking for someone to help them. Help, question, answer, what, solution, how, need, trouble, issue, issues, problem, problems, right? And we go in here and we hit search, we get problem, right? Right, this, he's asking for a solution. Can anybody help me? I come in here and I actually do, there's a couple things you do when you answer somebody is you're going to comment. And then give me 1 second. Let me sure get these 2 people in. Right, and after we comment, when we go to comment, can you see my screen? Give me a nod if you can see that, Ferlin, because you're the only face I can see. You can see it? Yes, no, up and down. Okay. Whenever we go to answer this question, we're going to tag that person. So Mike Lewis, I would tag him and go, Mike, you know, and Lewis, and then I would, you know, blase, test. And then whenever he goes to see it, what's going to happen is you're going to have a notification pop up that's going to say, you know, William Jones tagged you, Mike. And then Mike's going to come over here and say, well, who's this William Jones dude? And he's going to click on, and I'll give you an example of somebody. But I click on, if you will, this person's name. Let's say Nick. I know Nick. Nick's a good guy. So we go to click on Nick. And is his timeline cover optimized? No, it's not. You know, if I went to his actual main profile and I was like, okay, who's this Nick guy that answered me? I don't see any call, you know, his timeline cover is not optimized. He has a call to action, but it's going straight to, if you will, the website, which is still cool and everything. He at least has that done, right? I tend not to do this because one of the reasons why is because if you give someone too many options, like I'm sending them to a website with all these pages, I already don't know. It's like, okay, I know he works with small business owners, but what is he trying to give me? What type of value is he trying to give me? When I first started out, I made my pitch, if you will. If you look at, just for example, I have to go back to my old ones, but if you look to mine, this is properly optimized, right? I have my link on here. If you click on my timeline cover, I have, what am I trying to send them to, if you will? I'm trying to send, in this case, I'm actually sending them to my YouTube channel because right now I'm really growing my YouTube channel. But when I first started out, I sent them simply to a funnel that said, get your free GMB audit. And inside of Scale Your Agency, I literally show you how simple my website was. Let's go over to Wayback Machine, just so I can show y'all, because a lot of guys are like, whenever I show them this, just like, no way. I started out with like a 30-page website, got no leads whatsoever, right? And then I simplified it and I went, let me give one literally like one-page website. It literally says, get your audit for free. That's it. Get your audit, get your free ebook or whatever. And then when I did that, my leads went out the roof, right? So when some people are like, okay, I don't believe you did it in 1 year, this shows you I did it in 1 year. There was no Writing Fortress till a year ago, okay? In April of 2021, let's go back to 2020. So nothing. June 18th. Let's look at June 18th and we'll see what it looks like. And I'm going to show you what the website looked like. Wayback Machine basically essentially shows you what did your website look like way back. So this is a crap. It can't show you everything, but I'm trying to find the one that actually does. It's June 18th, August 18th. Let's open up that one. Let's open up September 18th. Let's open up October 20th. I just want to see them all. So if it will actually show you them, I want to see it. In the Scale Your Agency, here you go. So this essentially was the only thing I sent them to, right? Book a strategy call today. This is what it started out like, all right? When I say I went from nothing to where we're at today, this is where we started at. It's going to take forever to load because it is the Wayback Machine. You know, book a strategy call, add some information. Here's some websites we've built, all that, right? Then I believe it was around December, if it's going to show it. Yep, here it is. This is right around the time I changed. I got kicked out of the one group. And I said, you know what, I should have been growing my group the whole time. And this is when I changed it. My website literally was a homepage. We did web design, contact me, blog. That was it. My offer was, here's our free ebook. If you clicked on it to download it, give me your information, and I sent you the ebook. That was it. And then I had social proof or testimonials, and that's it, literally. All right. So when I used to, quote unquote, go in here and comment, and people would click on this, it'd take them to a free audit or a free ebook, right? Then on top of it, I also have this right here. I tell people, in this case, I get business owner 10 times believe it crushing their competition. Back in the day, I'd say, you know, get your free, you know, roadmap, get your free audit, get your free website audit today, right? Even this, if you click on this on the phone, on your, if you will, your featured images, it shows this, your business nowhere to be found on Google, right? Red map. Then it goes, your business crushing the competition on Google, green map. Then it gets your no BS GMB audit today. If you go on a phone, that's what those swipes are going to look like, right? So, and how I did that was simply by going into groups and answering questions and seeing, okay, who's got some questions that we can answer. Like, let's go into Lead Snap, right? It's only got 547 people, but let's just go help and just see if anybody pops up. right? This guy's asking for help. Anyone in the group here can audit the websites and critique for better results. I have sites which were used to generate calls, but have now gone, specifically after GMB overhaul. So I can go in there and answer the question. And what's going to happen is the more you go into groups and the more you're answering questions, the more people are going to see you and the more people are going to contact you. If you simply go into groups and say, hey, DM me, PM me, or here's some free information, no one's going to give a shit. If you actually go in there and comment and help them, right, they're going to reach out to you, right? And you may say, oh, I don't know how to do this or that, or, there are some questions, believe it or not, like I'm trying to look for a couple of them. For those of you, okay. How do you set up SSL? I'll give you a perfect one. How do you set up SSL? Anybody heard of Jarvis? I'm going to be talking about this later today. People don't use this. So I'm actually going to be going over how to use it for local SEO. Everybody wants to talk about how good Jarvis is so they can pitch it because they're an affiliate. I am an affiliate, but I'm also going to say, okay, here's how to do it for local SEO. If you want to, let's say, I need to answer this guy about SSL. Maybe I don't know anything about SSL, even though I do, but I want Jarvis to write it for me. So I go in here and I go search templates. I'm going to go to Quora answers. How do you set up SSL? Security for websites. Watch this shit. Usually Jarvis comes back with some really cool answers. I should have changed that probably to informative. But answer, the easiest way to enable SSL for security websites is let's encrypt. It can be installed manually. SSL isn't really something that people who visit websites need to worry about. It's absolutely important to the person operating the website itself to see things like name, credit card. I can literally take this damn thing right here. Watch this shit. And you go, and I know Chase, but you go Chase. After all, it doesn't matter if website's cute picture encrypted if someone hacks it and steals everybody's money from the site before it loads. Now, when he comes here, he goes, who's this William Jones dude? And he goes, click on William Jones. He's going to say, oh, it's William Jones. And he clicks on this. And then he sees, oh, let me click on this. Versus you going in here and saying, hey, would you like my free PDF? Or, hey, when you want to book a calendar appointment. No one wants to book no damn calendar appointment because they don't know how much you care. Until they know how much you actually care, because they look at that. Let's look at this versus, the other answers. This is not even a paragraph, no paragraph, no paragraph. Oh, what the fuck? William just wrote like 2 fucking paragraphs. Who do you think he's going? Who do you think is going to get the call or an outreach? These guys or the guy that took all that time to actually write like a paragraph? Even though I didn't, I used Jarvis. Another one. Let's look at some other ones. Heat maps. Has anyone had experience with being locked out of Gmail or locked out of Gmail account? Let's see if he'll come up with something. How to open a locked out account. I mean, you can even freaking go, besides that, just go Google this shit. There may be times you're locked out of your Gmail account to recover user. You could literally take this crap right here and go into Jarvis and go back over here into templates and go to content improver and rewrite all this shit and then answer the person. You understand what I'm saying? You can get locked out and then you take that and then you repurpose it, right? So therefore, it doesn't look like you just copied and pasted it. Most people aren't even going to look. They're just going to say, dude, this dude just wrote all this information for me. Go like this. Well, they come over here, go Ashley. So who do you think is going to get an actual click through when I look at these other previous answers? PMing you now. Really? Really? Do you have a recovery email? That's a nice question, but who's going to get who's going to get the help? Who took up the most room when they go to look on it? I can tell you, and I know it works. I can literally go back through my old calendar, which I do in Scale Your Agency, and you'll see. You can do this all day. I used to spend probably 6 hours a day doing this whenever I did it manually. Like this, when ranking a website in GMB, does first page on your website have the most impacting? Does Google give all pages equal weight, so to speak, on ranking? Thank you for responses. You can go in here and answer this. Has anyone had experience? Yep, already answered that one. Let's go solution. Another one of the keywords, if you will. Look at this. Is there a difference between lead generator and lead snap? He's asking that question. But hi, lead snap newbie. I've got a couple of phone numbers. They're forwarded to the client's cell phone. They're coming through as spam on their end. I know the client turned off spam filters on the phone, but is this an ideal situation? Is there any solution on my end? Jarvis or Google it. That is essentially, let me admit all these other people in here, but that is essentially how we went from 4 clients to where we're at now, right? Couple of things you need to make sure. If you're not went through Scale Your Agency, get your ass in Scale Your Agency, go through all of it. I literally have Facebook cover templates, and I say, make your Facebook cover template this way. Here's ways to get you some free, if you will, tripwire, what we call. Tripwire is an offer, such as a free PDF, free newsletter, free ebooks. I got like 20 something ebooks that I give away to some people, free spreadsheets, audit spreadsheets, free audits. Free audits is the best one. So what I have is I have about 14 audits, right? And whoever actually, yep. And forget about the haters. Forget about the haters. Because and Jeff is he's the main guy that actually told me about this. But basically, Jeff, there was a time I left the group. Or I didn't leave the group. I was in this group, went from 4,000 to 14,000. I took it from 4,000 to 14,000. The admins got upset. The main admin didn't, but the moderators were the ones that went whack, whack. They didn't like me very much. I'd go in there and post something, I get 50 comments. They go in there and post the same damn thing, they get 5 comments, so there's jealousy. They started attacking me. I said, screw it. I didn't mind, Jeff told me, I was getting mad about it. I got removed from the group because of this stupidity. And that's when I went, I need to go ahead and start my own group. Went in less, in a year, we went from 500 something people to over 100 something thousand. So go figure. So, and on top of it went from, 4 clients to 7 figures in less than a year. So that being said, you're going to have haters. You just have to, get really thick skin like an alligator and say, screw it, I don't give a shit. I still have people that talk crap about me, but I'll never make a video. I'll never sit there and spend time dealing with them. Okay. But a lot of people are very small-minded. I mean, that's why I jokingly, Breon, say, you know what? You should have got an affiliate link. You're going to keep dropping videos about me. You're going to send that much traffic to me, at least get paid. Tell them, say, but whatever. I just find it funny. Especially when you find out that they're ranking for your business name, but they're not even ranking for their own keywords. That's pathetic. They're putting that kind of effort into you, but most people put more effort on the negative. If you put that same kind of effort in your own business, you'd be surprised. And that's what Jeff told me. He's like, because I got asked Jeff, I got pissed. I was angry. I mean, really angry. And I still have it. And Frolin knows. Frolin works with me. I deal with people attacking me almost religiously on a daily basis, but I listen to people that have been there, done that. I have mentors. I have people that, I talk to about it. So I deal with it, but you're going to have it. If you're going to do anything big, or if you're going to if you want to go up in the, you want to go up scale, And if you want to actually affect people and change people's lives, guess what? You're going to affect some people, you're going to piss some people off, but if I was to redo it, I would say, let's say we got 300 people's lives I affect on a weekly basis. I'll take that every day of the week. I have someone else named Kirk. He's in, I forget where he's at, but he's here in the Philippines. He did what I just showed you. And that's why I said how to make $3,000. He did what I just showed you and going in groups in 1 week. He made $3,000, took on, 4 new clients, $3,000, 150,000 pesos in 1 week in the Philippines. Now he just built out his building. He's expanding. He's hiring more VAs and he's watching everything we do and we're working together. He's another one and he's in the Philippines. How many of you all would like to do some audits? And I'm going to do one for y'all and I'm going to show y'all how to do it. I'm going to tell you what equipment or what I use to do them to. All right, 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do, email me if you want some, and I'm going to give you my email. This is not the email everybody knows about, but not, and y'all already know, do not be emailing me just for any old reason, because otherwise you'll get a message that says book a call. But email me, say, hey, I'd like to do some of those audits, right? Only got 14 of them. So whoever gets in there first is going to get them. Okay. I'm going to give a couple to every individual that actually wants to do the audits. I'm going to show you what tools I use to do the audits. There's email. IM@rankfortress.com. IM@rankfortress.com. So let me take one of these audits right here, and we can do one. And we're going to do one live that way you can see it. Number one, all you need is Loom. Loom. That's it. You don't need Zoom. You don't need to, Google Meet this shit. You don't need OBS Streamlabs. I use OBS Streamlabs now, but that's not how I start out. Loom, I like Loom. I can literally go start, extension, record screen, done. Once it's done, I can literally share that link with a person. And here's what I used to do. Besides everything with answering questions, and someone said, hey, can someone audit my website? I would actually go in there and audit it on Loom and then share the link from Loom right into the comments. And then more people started seeing that and they're like, holy shit, William is actually doing free audits in the group. And this is what took me from where I was at to blowing me up. Because originally when I started, if you will, GMB Pros, it was originally just, what's it called? GMB Mastermind or Masterclass, right? I was just going to do one little masterclass and that was it. And I didn't realize that many business owners weren't being helped. I heard about it almost all my life as an SEO, but the thing is, didn't realize that many people needed help. So I originally just started just to help people. And that's how I was doing. And that's what helped scale me. But Loom, if you don't have Loom, and literally this is what I do. Okay. Same thing I do in every other one you see me do, but I got a couple of tools now. You might have seen, I just started supporting this tool. It is, automates GMB audits, and it pulls, it's not, if you have GMB Crush, right? It pulls some of the data, but the tool I'm now using pulls everything I need. Okay. And if you don't know about it, just go watch. There's a video on my YouTube channel. And if you don't, I might try to run it here now, but if you go to the YouTube channel and look at automate your GMB audits right here, I go over it and literally, it automates the whole process when it comes to GMBs and auditing the GMB. Now, when it comes to auditing the website, I'm generally looking for the same things, right? When I look at this, I want a sticky header. I don't see a sticky header, right? It's the first thing. Sticky header means when I scroll, it follows me. Why? Anybody know why? It's because most people, now something else I learned from Jeff, most people are idiots. I love Jeff. He's blunt about a lot of things. most people are idiots. You don't have a call to action here and I'm down here. I don't know how to contact you. I don't see nothing to contact you unless I go looking for it. And I don't want people to have to go looking for how to get a hold of me. If I look at this site, where does it say how to contact this person? There's not one bit unless I go up here. All right. So this needs to be a sticky header. You need a big bright button right here that says book a call, contact us, message us, something that gets them to take an action. A CTA is just a call to action. Every single section that has some information needs to have a call to action. Information, call to action. Information, call to action. Information, call to action. Right? Information, call to action. Feature project, call to action. Right? Let's see if any of these are broken. Their social links are up here in the top right. I just want to see. So we got one broken link already. All right. So one of them's broke. So, and two of them not broke. Okay. So the first one that's broke is their Facebook link. So that's broke. All right. The other tool I use when I'm doing audits to do a loom is SEO Meta in one click. It's a Chrome extension. And I can take this Chrome extension. I don't have to leave and go do nothing. And immediately it tells me, okay, on this page, you're missing your meta description. Your title's too long, right? You have no H1s. You have no H2s. Okay. If you go to your headers, all he has is H3s, no H1s, basic SEO. Your H1 should be right here, and it should be, for instance, in this case, landscaping design. You know, they're in Pacific Northwest. So are you trying to do design in the entire Pacific Northwest? I don't know. Maybe they are, but probably not. They're probably just in Kenmore. So it should be landscaping designs, custom landscaping designs in Kenmore, the best landscaper in Kenmore. And it's nothing even mentioned about, you know, that here you have, we offer services in Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, Kenmore, the whole damn thing. So we already know that they're trying to, you know, get that entire area. There's no location pages. Then I would go to a website like, you know, one of mine, or if you have one, sod installation services that compares to one I'm actually working on, or, you know, the one I'm auditing. And I go, if I was you, just like this landscaper, or in this case, sod installation, we'd make up some location pages like this. And I just so happenly have their name, you know, and tell them, say, we'd set up a location page like this for every single one of the locations you're trying to target. We put things to do, places to go. We hyperlink all these neighborhoods in the entire area that you're trying to get a hold of, you know, to expand your proximity, weather button, top sites, places, things to do. And these are all hyperlinked, by the way, to things to do in that area. And it's all connected to that area. And that's what you want to do. And notable neighborhoods, downtown St. Louis, all of them hyperlinked over to very important assets such as Wikipedia. And I show them the process, right? And then I can come back up here with all-in-one meta-click, you know, SEO and meta-click. It's very important that y'all get that Chrome extension, right? SEO meta in one click. That's one of the many ones you can use. But then I go to images, okay? Wow, you got 38 images. 36 of them don't even have an alt title. 14 don't even have no title. What does that mean? If I go to this image and I click open, it is named box 3, which has nothing to do with any of your keywords. You have no alt title on it or nothing. If I wanted to do it the hard way, I'd right click and hit, if you will, source code. You'd inspect this image right here. You hit inspect, and that opens up the source code. And then if you look at the source code, you can see it, but that's really complicated. I'd rather just go, let me use edit on one click. Now look at links. Okay. Do we got any broken links or anything of that nature popping up? We got 23 without a title. That's no bueno. Okay. Images, I really don't pay attention to except for up here. Socials. Okay. I check all the social links, make sure they're not broken. Then I go to tools and I go, all right, inside of here, I go, let me analyze. I could care less about GT metrics. That's an old measurement. I want to check and see, is it mobile? And then I look at it and it's going to run it and test it live. This is all without having the other programs that I have. The other programs I have, if you want to spend $1,000 a year, go right ahead, and you can do that. And it's going to run it, tell me if it's mobile or not. The next tool, if I go back in here, I'm going to check and validate the Google PageSpeed or Core Vitals. Right? More than likely, it's not going to be mobile friendly because it's taken forever to do it. More than likely, I can almost guarantee it's not going to pass Core Vitals. All right. Then the other thing I do is I go, for example, okay, I want to use I go back over to my example site and I say, on your website, you have nothing linking back to your Google My Business. You need to mirror your website to your GMB to your mirror. That comes across from your services, your product, your locations. It comes across with your social links. It comes across with your review links. I want to put a write a review button on your website. I want to put an embed of your review. See, this right here is doing you absolutely no good to have this on here when this is not tied over to your GMB. So this is a really cool idea, but what we want to do is hyperlink it over to your GMB, just like we did here. And I would show them the example right here. If I click on this, it's going to take you over to their review for that area. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's awesome. Then I go, another thing you need to do, this website, if it's not in WordPress, we need to get it in WordPress. So upsell them, make an extra couple of $100 or whatever. And then we want to use a WordPress embed tool and embed this in here, because one of the best ways to get rankings is embeds at scale. And this is an embed. This is a short code. And then we go down here and we do this as well, do the PDF, and I give them an example of the PDF. See that? All these are, once again, hyperlinked back to your GMB. And that's what we want to do. Your page is not mobile friendly, so it fails that test. And if it failed that test, it failed Core Vital. So I print this off. I go Control Print and I print it off. And I save it and then I'll send it over to them. All right. Same thing with the mobile and the fact that it's not mobile. I'm going to send that over to them. So by the time they see, and then on top of it, if you will, I say you also want to have your Google map embedded on the home page. Right. I don't do a quote in-depth audit, right? I'm just giving them, hey, here's why your site sucks and here's why it's probably good. Then I go to contact page. Do you even have your GMB on the contact? No, you don't even have it there. Man, you got to really you don't have nothing about your local business on your site. Got to get that fixed. And then last but not least, I go into Lead Snap and I'll run a heat map, or I'll go into Local Falcon, but generally Lead Snap, and run a heat map and say, okay, here's where your competition's at. Here's where you're at. That's usually the nail in the coffin where they're like, okay, how do I sign up? By the time I email them this video and I send all this over here, they're cool and they're done. I'm in a meeting. Wifey, sorry about that. But so I send the video over, if it's in the group, and then I also show them the report in the video if it's in a group. Once they reach out to me and they PM me, I even say in there, if you would like these reports, please reach out to me. And then I'll send them the reports with actual PDFs and everything else. Now, the other tools that I'll use is all-in-one SEO Power Suite, or if you go to Link Assistant, right? And I'll get the website auditor tool here, right? Or Power Suite. but specifically the auditor tool. You know, do you need this? You can if you really want to, but if you were white labeling through us, you just pick the client up. Once you get the client, you send it to us, and I run these reports and in-depth reports. And then on top of, if your agency working with us, we do the same thing. Okay. All right. So the next one we do now, let's say in this case, let's see if I can find their GMB. I don't even know if we're going to be able to find their GMB. Honestly, this is Bellevue. Let's say natural greenscapes. Let's see if they even have a GMB. Natural greenscapes. Doesn't mean they don't have one. It just means I can't find it. Let's see if we can. There we go. So, and then tell them once again, this isn't even on your website. You have no reviews. And then the tool that I have, I can literally, what it does is it goes through here. It tells you, for example, how far is your location from your latitude, what's your latitude, longitude? How far is it away from the city center? How many posts have they've uploaded? How many photos have they uploaded? Do they have question and answers? How many question and answers? Do they have a business description? How many words are in the business description? Do they have products? Do they got services? You know, it goes through every single thing I normally look at. Is there keyword in their business name? In this case, no. And I compare that across the top 5 or the top 10 or the top 3, 3, 5, 10. And you can compare yours against theirs. Okay. And let me pull this up and I'll show you, give you an example of what that will do. And that's one of the last pieces of information that I will actually, you know, show the client. And once I show the client this, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. They can even see, I mean, you straight up can see, for example, you know, why someone's not ranking versus why someone is ranking. This is the Excel sheet that spits out the GMB audit tool. All right. And this is the information it gives you. For example, this is one person. This is the competition, you know, and I can look at them and go, okay, what's different? And even when you're doing this audit, you can highlight different things that you see that pop out. So Arlington Roofing, if it was roofer contractor, roofing contractor, no, the keyword's not there. What's the long? How far away is it from the city center? If it's a Sawberry business, I can't pull that information, you know, because it's a hidden address. Do they got a website link? Do they got an appointment link? What's the primary category, secondary categories, hours of operation, business description if they have it? You know, what's their business description link? What's your GMB rating? How many reviews they got? Are they replying to reviews? What's their GMB post count? How many over 90 days? What's the most recent post date? Total GMB photos, question and answers. How many question and answers? Products listed, total products listed. GMB link, knowledge panel link, GMB post link, Q&As. So it tells me everything. If I was to go back to some of the other tools that are out there, I have nothing against them. They just don't pull the information I need. And they, you know, this, I can literally not only pull it, but I can pull it and compare it to mine. That's the most important part for me is most of these tools out there, you can pull information for roofers in Orlando, but it's not going to pull certain aspects like that does. And number 2, it doesn't compare it. They do have, and we will be putting it out once it's done, but he has some other tools, bots, if you will, that will do some other things like, you know how to say write content, pulling all the questions and related questions and other keywords. It's going to be doing that too. But that being said, that audit with that spreadsheet, I send over to them as well. So I'm going to send over, if you will, the fact that he doesn't pass the core vitals, the fact that his website's not mobile friendly. You know, I'm going to then also run an audit report that I will send from him through Website Auditor along with the video. I show all that in the video, And then by the time they see that, they're like, holy shit, this guy just gave me a complete roadmap on why my site sucks, why I'm not getting rankings. And generally speaking, if I send out 10 of those, 6 people will contact me. Out of those 6, I'll probably close at least 4 to 5. You know, I've had students do the same thing like Kirk. He closed out of, I think he did 20 audits, and he closed out of 20 audits. He closed, I think, 4 or 5 new clients. 4 or 5 new clients for him is an extra $3,000 a month, which is an extra $36,000 a year. Okay, in the Philippines, that's some good damn money. Okay, in the States, even imagine if you got 3 new clients a month. I'm just giving you an example. I'm a numbers dude. 3 clients a month, all at $3,000 or $1,000 each. So that's extra $3,000 a month. Do that times 12 months. You know, you're at 36,000. I mean, sorry about that. 3,000 new clients. You're getting 3 clients, if you will, extra a month. By the time a year's up and you gotten 3 new clients, you got 36 new clients, all at $1,000. You're at 6 figures. It's easy. You know, you're at almost at $500,000. You know, that's pretty simple. My boy Jason, I'll give you an example. He's now at 25,000 a month in South Africa. He's at 300,000 a year. And we just got started. He's in South Africa. That's all I need to know. You know, just put in the work and listen and follow directions. I've had a lot of people, I'll show this process, and then they try to do their own process, and then it doesn't work. Just stick with the process. Okay, go through the scale your agency classes if you haven't. Yep, 150,000 pesos, Philippine pesos, and it's very good money, you know, especially in the Philippines. All right. If you were to actually offer this to clients, if you go to my website, anything I have on here, for example, get a Rate Fortress. And I've had clients, I was charging agencies $250 at one time just to do their SEO, and they weren't making enough money. I said, well, the problem ain't me. The problem is you took $250 and you're only charging $500. That's idiotic. If I'm selling you, for example, you go on my site, populations at 200K or lower is $250 a month. Population at 600K or lower is 47. 1.5 million or so is 797, whatever. If I'm charging you $797, you should be charging around $1,700 minimum. You know, if you're taking that and just going, oh, I'm just going to charge you, you know, $1,000, that's why you're failing. There should be a minimum doubling. Most SEO services in the States, when I was there, basic SEO, not local SEO, $1,000 to $1,500 a month. The only way it's not is if they get a local person that's a one-man band that doesn't know any better, and then they take advantage of them. It's the only way. And those days are gone. Most people don't go on Craigslist anymore looking for somebody to do their SEO like it was. When I first got started, I made all my money on Craigslist. It ain't that way anymore. But that's what I do as far as pricing. 2 reviews is crap. Exactly. You could get your foot in the door by helping them with their reviews. Hey, how about I give you some ideas? You know, not even ask them. Just say, hey, I noticed you only had 2 reviews on your Google My Business listing. Here's some ideas on how to get your Google My Business listing. And literally show them the same thing. Hey, go here, create a QR code, take this QR code, put it on the back of your business cards, put it on your receipts. Voila. You got reviews coming in. To incentivize people. And then when they see that, they're like, holy shit, this guy just gave me, you know, something that's going to help my business for free. And then you get your foot in their door. Maybe you start with the reviews at, let's say, doing $250 a month or something like that. And then next thing you know, they say, well, if he could do this, how about you handling all of our SEO? All right. It's a real good way to get your foot in the door. I don't ask for the Google Analytics. I don't have to track anything. I'm trying to get my foot in the door, Patrick. Once I get my foot in the door, once I've actually gotten some results, that's when they'll give me the other information. I appreciate that, Jeff, in regards to the new tool. Yeah, Ferlin, appreciate it. Patrick. William, GMB audit kid. Alfredo Deleta, that's good money everywhere. I agree. I mean, in the States, imagine in the States, right? I used to work like 40 hours a week and I was getting 50,000, almost 60,000 a month. You know, that's really, and that's before taxes. So let's say 60,000, I think it was. Divide that by 52 weeks in a year. So I was getting $1,153 for 40 hours of work. I was making $28 an hour, you know, which is good money. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, compare that to, you know, what, you know, you're making whenever you're working for yourself and doing this method. 60,000 divided by 12, that's $5,000 a month. And you pick up 3 clients, you just picked up that, and you're literally putting in probably a few hours a week on each of those clients. So, oh my God, heck yeah, you're really in. Appreciate it, Ferlin. Braylon, exactly. Yeah, find the clients, William and the team does the work and you bank the money. Exactly, Jeff. Start small, dangle the carrot to get into the door. This is good stuff. Appreciate it. No, the 1K tool I'm talking about is Link Assistant, and that's if you get everything. It's 1K a year, and there is no LTD, there's no lifetime deal, nothing like that. So that's why I say if you outsource us and say, hey, William, here's some audits I need you to do, send me 3 or 4 audits, we'll do them. Okay. If you would like to do some audits and you want me to take a look at what you can do, I'm going to send you this email and drop it again. IM@rankfortress.com. You're going to send me an email that I'm going to send you some audits and say, hey, audit these couple of websites and I want to see what you can do. And you're going to send me the Loom video and I'm going to give you input. This is how we role play and see if you're doing a good job, where you can improve, where you cannot improve. Maybe you're doing something I'm not even doing. Maybe I'll say, hey, that's a good tip. Maybe I never thought of that before. Yeah. Graham, my latest client is $3,000 a month for about 8 hours of work a month. So any other questions? Because we're going to get off here. Got about 7 minutes left, but we're going to be getting off here. If you ain't got any questions. Let's see. Already sent you my email for the audits. You're excited. No, I've sent out an email, Patrick, probably, I don't know, 2 months ago, probably, in which I said I'm combining the agency and scaling with VAs and everything into GMB Pros. That's why I'm going to start doing some of these things inside GMB Pros, not just talking about, hey, how to do citations and hey, how to do backlinks. I'm going to be showing you how to make money with Google My Business from someone that actually does this for a living. So, and how someone that's actually done it. So it's just better for me, quite honestly. In probably about 2 months, I will be taking a vacation. When I do take my vacation, we'll still be having class. So, because I'm going to be bringing my portable green screen, portable lights, everything with me. So I'm going to Cagayan probably. So, all right, gotcha. Email sent, scale your agency, here you come. And if you want to get some feedback, just go into the group, scale your agency and say, hey, has anybody scaled their agency? And let people answer. And I'll tag some people. BB's one, he's in South Africa. Jason's another. Tony's another. Those 3 are all South Africa. The other one's Kirk, he's in the Philippines. You know, he sent me a message the other day, got my ass in tears. Because if you watch Kirk, he's been posting some videos about expanding his office. And he usually does online classes teaching, if you will, how to make money on Lazada and Shopee, which is the equivalent of, if you will, Amazon, but he's now got into like, hey, look, we need to talk to people about how to do just basic SEO and stuff like that. And he's been posting images of him. He literally took and expanded his office and built out a whole area for VAs and everything. And that just, I mean, to me means more to me than anything any hater, anybody ever is going to ever say, because, that's what it's all about for me. He's employing Filipinos like I do. I only employ Filipinos. And then he's expanded his office. He has some videos on his timeline. If you go there, it's really cool, and you can see the progress he's made. And that was just through following basics. He literally wrote me yesterday to say, can I please come back into GMB Pros and learn some more, because I really want to take this to another level with local SEO. So, but he's one of the students, and I'm trying to find it. He did a grand opening. This was this past, I think, a few weeks ago. So this is outside of the building. This is the inside where they expanded. This is Kirk, and this is his wife, and they're blessing the place. This is the new, and he just gave a speech. This is some of his team or family. And this is his office. This is the new setup he got. This didn't happen until me and him started working together. So there are a lot of people that want to talk about how to make money with Google My Business. Then there are others of us that actually are in the trenches that know how to scale and know how to do it and actually have helped people do it, not just talk about it. But yeah, he's one of the other students you can reach out to, and he's a really cool guy too. He does lives all the time. Me and him usually do them every Sunday. But he does, e-commerce. Here's where he was building the building out. It's really cool. If you go through his stuff, this is where they're actually setting it up. I mean, this is where it was at a month ago. So you tell me where he saw what I told him to do, and in November he lays it out, and he goes, all right, we're going to get this done. He goes out and buys the stuff, and he told me if I could pull the message, he's like, you're an effing genius, because he went out and did 20 audits. He gets 3 new clients. He's like, he couldn't believe it, because everybody thinks it's too simple. This is his office that he's building. This was back in November 12th. It's what? We're at December 14th. So not even a month ago. He's going to be hiring VAs in his area and putting them all in here. So, and, that's just some of his success he's had. So I always like showcasing that. So let's see. Do you check keyword rankings for website GMB in my audits? Yes, I do. I use Lead Snap, or I use Local Falcon to do the heat maps. That's the only thing I do is heat maps. Most people, if you give them a report and say, here's all the errors, and you don't do a walkthrough, you will not close them. I can almost guarantee it. If I do a walkthrough and I do that walkthrough and I do the heat map and I show them everything, and you send them a report, you're not going to close them, and I'll close them, because they want to see it. When I point it out and say, here's why you suck, and if you will amplify their pain points, which is not ranking, and amplify the solution, then they close. Okay. Most of the time people want to send these 20, 30 page reports and show them, hey, these are all the errors. Most of those reports are crap. Actually walk through it and show them what you're talking about. Okay. I've included a citations check. That's a good one. Local SEO audit. Yeah, that's a good one, Brian. No, the vacation's not to Janesville, Wisconsin. Holly's actually asking me to come to the States for a mastermind with her, but I'm not going anywhere till this whole COVID thing is done, and I know I can get back into the Philippines. I love the Philippines more than I do the States. I love you guys, but Philippines is where I'm at. That's where my heart's at. So, let's It's like if you ask Jeff, you want to come back to Australia? I know he's going to tell you kiss his ass. We don't want to go back to Australia. No desire to be in Australia. But we'll be going back to do some, masterminds and stuff with Holly and Chris. Butch Cassie, who are these guys? How many of you guys have sent William a review? Yeah, I'd appreciate that. But my GMB is actually down. I don't have a GMB because my number one hater, every time I get a GMB up, takes it down. So those are little things that no one talks about or says, but I know, so therefore I don't even talk about it too much. So, but if you want to go to my Facebook page and leave me a review, that's great. If you want to give me a video review, I'd appreciate those as well. So, but I've had a GMB up 3 times and it's been taken down over and over again because the same person comes after me. I've almost put a GMB in every single major city in every single state. But just saying, let's create an entire ranked fortress across the US of A and see how many of those you can take down. But it's not worth it. Do you know who it? I know exactly who it is. Braylon, but it's not worth it, bro. It's not. It's my number one fan. Plus, it's your shout mate. Yep. Bring some beers. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Tomorrow, we're going to have Lane with Signal Genesis on here. And Wednesdays, as usual, we have CTR, Geeks, which is going to be Holly, Mike Merlino, myself, and Brent, and sometimes Chris Palmer. Thursdays is Chris Palmer, and Friday is going to be Kevin. And then, we will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it. You guys be blessed. Have a good day. Thank you, guys.